So it's a really simple and easy to navigate site. It's called stakehex.today. That's stakehex.today. No spaces, no capitals, just a very simple URL. And you can go right here to this homepage and you can connect your MetaMask wallet, but you don't really need to. You can also just copy and paste your MetaMask wallet in here. Now, connecting your wallet or pasting your address into this website is only going to read the contents of your wallet and show you how your stakes look if you already have any stakes. But if you're new to the whole thing, this website is particularly interesting because you can create a projection of what some test stakes might look like based on the total USD value you want to do, the total USD value you want to put in, the number of stakes you want to make, and the maximum days you want to stake for. So I'm picking a pretty easy example right here. Let's say I'm a new person coming into Hex and I have $10,000 I want to throw into Hex, and I want to split this up with one stake a year for the next 10 years. Well, that would be a total of 3,650 days because you just multiply 365 times 10. And obviously that would be one stake per year, which would equal 10 stakes. So basically I'd have a $1,000 worth of Hex stake coming out every year. Now today it actually shows me this would buy me 3.51 trillion T-shares, and you'll get to see the power visually represented of T-shares in the next screen. So hang on for a minute and I'm going to talk about it. And the bonus that you're going to get multiplied is 2.1x and that's based on the longer pays better bonus and the bigger pays better bonus, because as we know in Hex, bigger stakes earn more T-shares and longer stakes earn more T-shares. And the T-shares give you more payouts in terms of APY, which is obviously paid out in more Hex. So this is a little bit advanced. I'm assuming you already know a little bit about Hex. If you're brand new to it, I do have a course. And if you're really brand new, just go to my older videos and you can learn some of the basics. But once you really understand what staking is and the T-share system and everything, you can come here and see, based on some projected USD value, how much Hex would that buy you today at a price of 31 cents? And how many stakes would you need to do? And for how long do you want to do them? So this is my example ladder that anybody could do. Based on how much you have or how little you have, your numbers might change. But this is what we're going to use. So we're going to go view, right? Very simple. And here is a very nicely laid out dashboard of all this cool stuff that you can see about your projected value of Hex. And you can see, I know this number looks crazy and we're going to talk about that, but the projected USD value after 10 years could be as high as $7 million. Now could be, right? Obviously, like I said, it's not a guarantee that the price goes up, but given the bullishness of Hex and the vast number of good things going for it, we're still pre-viral in Hex, right? Less than 1% of the population even knows about Hex. Imagine if 1% of the population even got in. I mean, we only have 60,000 stakers in the ecosystem, so we're less than 2 years old as a coin. And so when we're projecting this value, we're actually being a little conservative in terms of the dollar value over time. So look at this pink line right here. This pink line represents the current price of Hex and the price chart of Hex since it launched back in December 2nd, 2020. And you can see that it's got its ups and downs. Hex has wild volatility, very high up and down volatility. But in the past 2 years, just under 2 years, it's gone up and to the right overall from a low price of, 0.00001 cents to all the way as high as 31 cents. So this is pretty crazy and we're just getting started. Now you can toggle these toggles right here and say, let's say I'm projecting Hex to be triple its value in about another year, right? About 96 cents, maybe midway through 2022, right? Let's put Hex at like $1 in 2022. At the rate it's been going, that's very, very conservative because we could see the slope of this line on average is a lot higher. That's the dotted pink line here. That's the average best fit line for the slope of Hex and how far it's gone up and to the right. But as time goes on, things don't go up and to the right as fast anymore. So we can imagine that maybe things might taper off as more money gets into this thing and it becomes harder to push the price up. But let's say by the end of 2022, Hex is at around $1, right? And let's say we can also toggle the secondary price toggle here, and we could say maybe after 5 more years, maybe it goes from $1 to $20, right? And this is a very conservative estimate. Look at how flat I'm starting to make the pink line, right? I'm making it very, very flat on purpose here because I like to be conservative. But we can see here that you're earning $6 interest per day, and you're projecting to get 118,000 Hex at the end of your stake. And remember, you only put in $10,000 worth of Hex, which today will buy you 31,854 total Hex. So you're over tripling your quantity of Hex. And if the price continues to go up like it already has been, even if it goes up at a slower rate, being conservative, your final projected USD value after 10 years is $2,300,109. So this really shows you guys, if you have the patience and the belief in the system that it's going to work out, there's a lot of money to be made here. There's still a lot of opportunity on the table. To me, I just think it's kind of foolish to ignore what's happening right now in Hex. I mean, it's a phenomenon. Whether you like it or not, it's here to stay. And it's here to stay for many years because 60,000 people have already locked up for an average of over 5 years, expressing their belief in the coin for longer than 5 years. That's longer than any financial product I know of right now. So people are hardcore believers in Hex. And with the amount of advertising going on, and again, the Pulse chain launch, bringing in even more adoption with zero fees and instantaneous transactions, the ecosystem is going to be thriving as if it's not thriving already.